Hello everyone, Dr. Qureshi here, and today's video is going to be about back to school, eye conditions, eye health, eye examinations. So as we all know, August is soon approaching. We have a lot of kids who are coming to see me for their annual eye exams, and also because the parents or teachers have found out that they're not seeing very good in the past, probably, or the parents are concerned now because they're going back to school and they don't want their grades to be affected. So as you know, I have several playlists on this channel, and you can see whichever category you're interested in. So for instance, you're interested in seeing the eye conditions for kids, you can go in the playlist area, which again, you guys have asked me to make those playlists, which I did for you. So go in the kids' eye conditions and find those videos on kids' eyes, information and knowledge about kids' eyes. You can find cases about oculomotor dysfunction that I have made video on. You can find strabismus, you can find refractive errors, you can also find spasm of accommodation, which is accommodative condition where the eyes are not functioning very well because of too much of accommodative issues going on because of the ciliary muscles. So I'm going to talk about these conditions quickly because parents are extremely happy and thrilled that I'm trying to educate them about their kids' eyes. And as I've said in the previous videos, kids are not sometimes going to, or majority of the times, they're not going to come to you and tell you, hey mom, hey dad, I have this issue in my eyes, or hey teacher in the classroom, they're not going to say, oh, I'm having some issue. It's highly unlikely they're going to do that. So there are certain things that you can kind of monitor your kids with, or kind of pay attention to these little triggers, as I call them. Just be very observant. Like if you see your kid sitting very close to the TV, that means definitely there's an issue. Because of their eyes, they're not seeing very good. That's why they're going closer to the TV screen. Or if they are squinting, and also when they're holding their iPhone, iPad, because a lot of kids are working on their iPads these days. Or if they're sitting very close, or if they bring the iPad very close to their face, that's also an indication that their eyes are not functioning very well. If they complain of constant headaches, that's also another thing. Or if they have glasses and they keep taking them off, and they say, you know what, I can see good with them, that means, well, maybe the prescription needs to be updated. For the teachers, if you see certain behaviors in the classroom, because you spend a majority of a major number of hours with the kids in the classroom, if you see they are if their grades are getting affected, they used to have very good grades and now their grades are affected, that means that either it's, learning problem, or something is going on with their grades that they need help with, or it could be an eye issue also. So definitely make sure that they are sent to the right person, which is the right doctor, for assessing their condition. And the reason I'm talking about the grades getting affected is because if you recall from one of my videos, it's a condition where I was talking about amblyopia, which is a lazy eye in layman's terms. So patients don't understand that, parents don't know, a lot of teachers don't understand that terminology, where they are born with one eye being weaker than the other eye. So just today I had at least 2 cases where I was talking to the parents and telling them, your kids need eye patching done on the good eye with the glasses on in order to stimulate the optic nerve or the second cranial nerve in the bad eye, and that can be done up to 9 years of age. So if you notice those things up to that age group, or in that age group, just let the parents know so that the parents can come and bring them to the doctor. Also, if you notice them getting constant headaches, especially here above the eyebrows, like in this area, that's a classic indication that they have too much of accommodative problem or spasm of accommodation. Again, you can go back to that video in my playlist and watch that. So I had, again, one case today, another case yesterday, where the kids are having headaches. It's not just because they can't see well far, it's because their muscles are contracting too much in their eyes that is holding the lens in position, and because of that, their accommodation is too stressed, so we have to relax their eyes with the help of plus power glasses for them. So those are special glasses that we make for them. They can function better, their grades start getting better, they can study for a longer period of time instead of taking frequent breaks because their eyes start hurting so much because of too much of accommodation. It's also known as spasm of accommodation or accommodative spasm. So those are the things that I wanted to recall or remind you about. Also, if you notice that their contact lenses are not working, then bring them here or bring them to the doctor. If you feel like in the teenage groups especially, I would say the teenage years are the classic years where the myopia or nearsightedness tends to increase a lot because that's the myopic progression. Again, you can go back to the video on myopia that I have talked in detail about. So those are the years when you notice a major growth spurt happening in a kid, like he's become suddenly very tall. That means his eyes are going to be affected also. There are girls who, when they're pregnant, ladies who get pregnant, they need an eye examination also because their prescription changes because of hormonal fluctuations. Remember, don't come to the doctor during that time because your prescription is going to go up and down. Definitely come after giving birth to the baby because then we can help you with that. Because the hormones are more stabilized and we can help you with the glasses prescription at that time. I'm trying to think of any other thing with the kids. Of course, eye injuries. If they have any kind of injury, then definitely bring them to the doctor, to the eye doctor, eye specialist. So now just to recap everything. So refractive errors, spasm of accommodation, and then yes, I forgot to mention oculomotor dysfunction. I have a video on that condition as well in the playlist. If you just go under the kids' eye conditions, you're going to find all of those. So for the oculomotor dysfunction, just last week I think I had another case where the kid was skipping words, jumping words, or he was not following the sentences in the right direction or in the right format. So I noticed that. I talked about the condition with the mom and she said, yeah, I've noticed him doing that when he's reading. And I thought again it was dyslexia, but I started telling them about the oculomotor dysfunction. Again, brain, eye, hand coordination that needs to be done. So I told him about some vision therapy exercises that they can do at home. So oculomotor dysfunction is another one. The home exercises, you can go in the video and watch it, and I have explained it thoroughly, extensively. So we are going to remember oculomotor dysfunction, refractive errors, spasm of accommodation. We're going to remember about amblyopia. Amblyopia is one eye being lazy in layman's terms, but it's a weaker eye. It could be because their eyes are crossed and the muscles are not functioning well. So it could be a refractive amblyopia, or it could be a strabismic amblyopia. So strabismic amblyopia would be because of the muscles problem, right? So then we can decide, as a doctor, I can determine whether they need a surgery for the muscles at this age, or do they just need some kind of glasses that are going to help them with the condition, and maybe they may need some kind of strabismic surgery later on. So those are the conditions that you're going to keep in mind, because remember, I always say to the parents and the teachers, sometimes I get teachers who come in also for their routine eye exams or annual eye checkups. I tell them, kids are not going to be telling you about these conditions. You know, they're not like us, right? We talk about our conditions, our feelings, or issues which are happening with our body, with our brain, with our eyes, with any organ of the human body. But kids are not going to do that. So you need to monitor them. You need to be careful in observing if there's something unusual going on. And it doesn't necessarily have to be something abnormal, but it could be something out of the norm in a nicer way, I'm trying to say, like something that is unusual. So if you notice those kind of things, definitely let me know, or let one of the doctors know about that, so that we can help them, because it's a very impressionable age for the kids, and we don't want their grades getting affected or something getting affected in their school life just because it was a simple matter of checking their eyes, diagnosing it correctly, and helping them. And grades do matter a lot to kids also, and to the parents. So just remember, those are the simple things that we can help them with, and get their eyes dilated also, because we want to make sure there's nothing going on in the retina. patients a lot of times, and even parents, think that, oh, it's for the kids, it's probably just glasses or contacts that they need, or maybe at the most, if they are cross-eyed, then we can take them to the doctor. But it's more than that. So if you again go in the kids eye section playlist on my channel, you're going to watch a condition where I saw retinoblastoma, which is tumor of the retina. There were cases of coloboma, where certain parts of the eye were not developed correctly or properly. There were cases where I have diagnosed kids with congenital glaucoma also. So, there are so many things that can happen in kids' eyes. So a dilated fundus exam is very important so that we can check everything. We have to check their pressures, we have to dilate them, we have to look at their lens, we have to look at everything. We have to look at the coordination of the nerves also. So just remember that. And everyone, I just wanted to say thank you for watching the channel. You guys have been asking me questions, which I am trying to answer as much as I can because of the busy schedule. Sometimes you also ask me questions, as in sending me messages on my Facebook public page, which is fine because no one else can read those messages for HIPAA reasons. And I hope I'm answering as many questions as I can. So that's where you can ask me questions if it's eye related or medical eye condition or emergency conditions. I can also guide you there, but remember, I'm not treating you on social media. So that's one thing that I wanted to definitely mention in this video. I am helping you. I can give you knowledge, I can provide you information, I can guide you, but sitting on internet or on social media platforms, I'm not treating you. So in order to get treatment, you have to make an appointment and come see me. And I can understand I have international as well as national audiences. So the international ones are always asking, hey, when can we come see you? But of course, it's difficult, right? Unless you want to take a plane, fly and come see me, that would be excellent. But of course, it's highly unlikely. So, but again, I can help you, guide you, and provide you information. Okay? Thank you guys, and you have a wonderful day. Bye.